8.7 FM KAZI. Good morning, y'all. It is 7:32 on a wonderful Wednesday morning. 1 week until Christmas Day. Have you got everything done? Well, probably not. You probably do like me and wait till the last minute and try to do everything. But I ain't hating on myself and I ain't hating on nobody either. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Yeah. My name is Jabari. Dub is also in the building. Symply Courtney is going to be out today. Shout out to Symply Courtney and simplyhaha.com. And other than that, man, my man Dapper is in the building. What's good, sir?
Man, I had this hard conversation. Could you help me with it?
All right, come on.
So what I said was, would you be with me if I had nothing? If I couldn't buy you something? Now you've got your share, and look who's paying. I got your thing together, and you're not staying. What do you think me and her are going through?
That sounds like an Usher song.
Games by Chucky Booker.
Yes,
remember that?
Yeah, why you wanna play your games on me? Yes,
yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
I knew you was gonna feel that though.
Yeah. All it takes is a trigger or two. Yeah, and I got it. I know where it is.
Yeah, brother. No, things are good. Can't complain. You know, my lady loves me. The kids adore me. What else can I have in my life? That's all I need.
Even the ones who never saw you?
They be following. Will you be my daddy?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like I got three of them in a way.
I don't need stop bringing these kids home.
Yeah, man. Please stop bringing all these kids. Don't bring no more kids home.
Good.
Thank you.
We tapping out.
Yeah, we dealing with the ones we got to deal with. Yes, sir.
I'm a little curious then.
All right.
So if you wait till the last minute to go get your stuff, that means like right now you ain't got nothing for me. You know, if I needed you to go ahead and give me about 500,
it's on the way
because you waiting. Because you gotta
wait.
You gotta hoard all this money together so that when you go do your last minute shopping, it's at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Gotta wait till the last minute.
But technically, I sent you a text asking for the money last week.
That's true.
So technically, it was a last week ask. So now can I get it?
I tell you what. Check with me about 9:59 today.
Yeah, wait a minute.
And we'll discuss that.
But you gonna be running off the air at that moment.
No, actually, you leave the building before I do. Okay,
yeah.
So if you're smart,
yeah,
you gonna hang around, and see what's popping.
As if you want it.
Yeah, if you want it. Now, if you want to leave, that's cool. 9:59, then go ahead. Traipse yourself on out of here because you be out the building before I do.
The streets be calling.
Yeah, man, the streets is calling, the streets is watching, the streets is ready for you
all the time.
Oh my goodness, yeah, man. So we're gonna get into all kind of stuff this morning, man. We're gonna talk about very special happy birthday to some folks. Ooh. And also talk about the game Fortnite, man. There's some very interesting stuff going on with
popular,
that.
Man.
Yeah, it is. And also we're going to talk about George Floyd and Derek Chauvin. That's going to be one of our subjects this morning because I just found out some information a couple of days ago and I was like, what? Come on, really?
Spill it.
Yeah, a DMX song that we can only play once a year, which is really sad because it's... Okay, DMX doing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I know.
That's like hot sauce in orange juice.
They just
don't mix, man.
He's got range. He just wanted us to know.
That's range like I ain't never heard before.
So do we like it because it's odd, or do we like that he actually stepped out of his comfort zone? I'm kind of curious on the appeal.
Right.
Because we like it.
You know what? I think I think you're right. I think because it's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think you're right because first of all, it's DMX.
Yes.
And DMX is still alive, dead, whatever. DMX is still one of the hardest cats in the game. He's one of the realest cats. And DMX,
yes, sir.
I had heard about DMX actually, and I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, but I had heard about DMX going to do a show, right, with 5,000 people in the stadium, right? Getting off, leaving the show and then going to rob somebody.
What?
Like literally rob somebody. Seriously. Yeah. I had heard that. And, yeah, he was that dude.
Yeah.
He was just, he didn't, there was so much, and I remember it was a radio interview, I was looking at a radio interview of another radio show, and he talked about Drake. He hated Drake. He was not feeling Drake at all.
Did not know that.
Nah, man, he did not speak very well of Drake. And he was just a real dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Love him or hate him, in his faults and in his victories. DMX was DMX. So yeah, I think we like it because it's odd.
Yeah.
It's an odd pairing. Extremely odd pairing.
He said, I'm gonna get off this stage the whole time while he's walking, all you can hear is that Gangstar just to get a rep.
Yep.
Stick Up Kids is out to tax.
Yeah, yep.
As he's just walking through like a lion in a jungle, just walking.
Yeah.
In slow motion, scanning the scene.
Yes, sir.
Stick Up Kids is out to tax.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yo,
sir.
You just took me there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Today
Like a
is
scene from Belly.
Yeah, there you go. And actually, today would have been his birthday.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy birthday in heaven
Yeah.
to DMX. What?
Yo, that's what you want, man. You want the legacy. You want them talking about you when you're gone.
Yes,
I
sir.
thought I saw some recently, like, you really live in infamy. If 50 years after your death, they still talking about you.
True.
So
true.
that's what it's about.
Yeah.
The next generation is talking about you. That's what you want.
Exactly. There's a lot of love. I think, he gets a lot of love as an OG in the game. There are a lot of people there I think you could put in a category, especially if you're, 20-something, 30-something. There's a lot of people you can put in a category that you look up to, I think, as influence. DMX is definitely one.
Yeah.
I would say Biggie, Pac, Wu-Tang,
Yeah.
guys like that, folks like that are, especially if you're into hip hop, those are definitely one. DMX is X is something else.
As long as you mention, do you think? So, for instance, we talk about Nat King Cole.
Right.
I don't know when he died. I'm gonna expect that's we're getting kind of close to, heading towards that 50 years after his death. So, when you look back, it's okay that in the future and as we go forward, as an example, that Notorious B.I.G. is not some people's #1 rapper of all time. That it could end up being somebody with longevity and the amount of hits.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's hard to pick a greatest rapper of all time.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is.
It's hard to pick that because so many people have so many different styles, and there was a lot of individuality back in the day, right? And people sounded, DMX didn't sound like Biggie didn't sound like Wu-Tang didn't sound like, Naughty by Nature, even though, they had the kind of that hard thing happening. I don't know if you could pick a greatest rapper, and I think the thing about Biggie is that Biggie really, he was on a lot of people's stuff. He was on a lot of features.
Yeah.
He only really put out 2 projects before he passed. One of them was actually put out after his death. So he really didn't get that chance to really be out there and shine. But what he did leave was incredible, right? It's like, okay, you only had a short time on this earth to shine. But when he did shine, it was like, man, I mean, just, you can't tell me you didn't listen to any Biggie tracks and just go, wow.
Yeah.
Even still.
I got a story to tell.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, I be thinking about that all the time. We're still trying to find out who the Knicks player was that went into the floorboards and started coming out with cash.
Right.
While he was playing the Utah Jazz. Look, man.
Yep.
50 Cent, I think, is going to go down. I don't think he might do a couple features. When he came out, that was a good shock to the veins. I think people like that, he'll never go down as like the #1 rapper of all time. But, he came out and he was distinctive.
Yeah.
Of course, Eminem is going to go down. There's people like that. And I think that's really all you could ask for.
Sure.
Is just to be remembered and mentioned amongst the greats, however that turns out.
I agree.
So I looked it up. Nat King Cole only lived to be 45. That's shocking to me. And he's been gone for 59 years.
Yeah. That's something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And he died very early.
He died very early. And I don't know what his cause of death was.
Lung cancer.
Was it lung cancer? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cool. I think the thing about it is that, especially back in the day, you had to perform in order to keep the lights on. You had to perform in order to keep the bills running. So I think at some point, most men or most performers, let's just not say men, most performers back, they knew that they had to grind. There was, not much of this whole, well, let's stop and, take care of you. Let's, go see the doctor and all that. And some doctors that didn't necessarily have, the best interest of Black Americans back in that day. You could tell them anything and then boom, the next thing you know, you got a big issue. So I think that's probably, that could have been why. And again, I'm just speculating. And as a performer, again, you got to make that money. You got to keep it going. As long as you breathe and you figure, okay, everything is cool. So I think that could have been why. And he left such a big imprint on the world, in terms of in terms of who he was as an artist. But we'll get deeper into that just a little bit. This is KAZI 88.7 FM. We are slowly coming up on 8 o'clock, y'all. It is 1 week before Christmas Day. Have you got all your stuff done? Probably not, but that's okay. You still got a few days to do it. It's the Morning Grind, 88.7 FM KAZI. Yes, y'all. This is the Morning Grind, 8:05. Good morning, your boy Jabari Warfield and Dapper D in the building. Symply Courtney taking the holiday off, but we are in here doing our thing. What's up to all my online people? How you doing? All my folks in the ride, how are you? And also, if you are in the United States or outside the United States, thanks for tapping in to KAZI. FM.org, and also the TuneIn app is something you can use. You can put that on your smart TV. So for the holidays, you need some good music. Put the TuneIn app on your television. If you got a smart TV, you can download that app, put it on there, and just listen to it while you're chilling in the living room and all that. Right now, as far as accidents, don't have any accidents reported, but lots of traffic, of course, on the interstate. And also, if you're headed towards the airport here in Austin, things are going to be a little heavy. Pack your patience, pack some extra time. Definitely something you want to do, that's for sure. Because if you are like Dap Dub and myself, you have gotten absolutely nothing done for Christmas. I'm just playing.
I didn't appreciate you putting my business in the street. I didn't want them to know I didn't have my stuff together, but now they know.
My bad. Sorry about that.
Yo, hey man, there are people that have been working very hard to make that one day, that gift exchange, the best day of the year, and they've been working since before Thanksgiving.
Working expeditiously.
There are those people. I am not those people. Man, you had me going, brother. You cut me short. You said, yes, y'all. Who got the vibe? It's the tribe, y'all. Tribe, y'all. Real lot. Yo, I thought you was going to go into it.
Nah,
because that yes, y'all, that's where my mind goes. I'm of that generation.
Right.
I can't go anywhere else.
Right.
And it's inside, outside, come around. Who's that? Round. You remember that?
Yep.
I say, call me Charlie. The word is the herb, man. I'm deep like Bob Marley.
Yeah, man. I wonder whatever happened to those cats, man.
No, man. Tribe, they were too talented, too varied. It must have been money or like creative.
Yeah. Creative stuff.
Yeah, like friction.
Sure.
Like, I want to do this, and no, I want to do this. No, the first one was yours. That's got to be it, brother.
Yeah. Well, I think it's money. It's like if you with brothers and sisters. You always going to argue. You're not going to agree on everything, and and money's going to be funny, especially if you're writing the song, if you're producing it. How much does the producer get? How much does the writer get? And this, that, and the other. And it's just, I'm sure it cannot be easy keeping a group together, man.
Yeah.
It really can't.
Especially that talented.
No, exactly. It cannot be easy at all. It's currently 8:08 on 88.7 FM KAZI. All right, so real quick, if you play the game Fortnite or are familiar with the game Fortnite, it looks like you may be, those commercials, you may be entitled to compensation.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so more than 600,000 players of the game Fortnite may be entitled to compensation. The developer, Epic Games, has been allegedly coercing people into making unwanted purchases. All right, and so it looks like Epic Games owes some of the folks that have purchased a Fortnite game. Because of that, they're going to be paying out somewhere around $72 million in compensation. That's about $114 per person, something of that nature. Yeah. So quit trying to trick people, folk. What y'all doing?
Man, y'all already on top of the game. For those who don't know, Fortnite, it's a free-to-play battle royale game, and it allows up to 100 players to interact, fighting to be the last person standing. I mean, right. It's a popular metaverse.
Right.
You already owning the game. It only came out in 2017.
Really?
It seems like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but that's a firm grip.
Yeah, man.
You come out, 7 years later, you're still legit. Man,
I know, right? Because there's so many other stuff. Like my daughter's into Minecraft, right? Minecraft, and there's Roblox and all these other games, right? So yeah, to be in that and to still have that grip is one thing. But now you out by 72 mil, son. What are you doing?
Spread that all around.
Yeah, stop playing.
Hey, can we get that for Christmas?
You know what? 72 mil?
Can I get my cut before
Son,
Christmas?
okay. Can I get my 114 before Christmas come here? Can I get that? Oh,
lump sum too. Don't give me no payments.
Yeah, don't give me no payments. I want it all. One check. You pay the taxes and run me my money.
Yeah. Hey, you have a great question that you brought up, and I'm very curious. 512-836-2887. If you guys if you want to add anything else, but you had a question that you asked me off air. I'm just dying to know your answer to that question. So you got to tell us.
Let me hit it up. Okay, so the holidays, and it's such an oxymoron because the holidays are so wonderful. Yep. But for a lot of folks, they stress out about everything because you got so much. There's so much going on. You got people that are coming into town. You got people, that you're going out of town to see. So you got travel stress, and especially if you go like where my folks are in Michigan, like maybe about a week ago, man, there was like miles long crash on I-94, which is the way I get to my aunt's house. I mean, miles long and snow packed up to your butt cheeks, man. It's just crazy. So you've got that to deal with. If you're trying to think of something to get for your kids, what do you get? If you're trying to think of something to get for your coworkers, what do you get? Or do you just make it easy and say, okay, well, I'm gonna make like a lasagna or a casserole or cookies or something and give it to them, and that deals with that. What's your house? What do you want your house to look like? What you gonna put in your house, decoration wise? Especially if you don't have a lot of time to do that. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. What is the number one stressor in the holiday? Or do you stress out at all? Do you just say, you know what, I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, because at some point all of that becomes more important than the holiday itself. And everybody knows Jesus is the reason for the season. Yes. So you don't take your eye off that ball for sure. But sometimes there's a lot that people tend to do because it has to be important. It has to be, we got to, everything has to be perfect, right? And it can't be. So, what do I think the number one stressor is? I think it's travel. I think it's travel.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we dealing with that right now. Trying to get my brother-in-law to come through. That's the biggest stress for us.
I thought you wouldn't have nobody at
when
your
he's
house.
coming. Hey, the wife want him there. I want him there.
Okay, well, yeah. If wifey waves the checkered flag, there it is. There
honestly, we're doing it for the kids. The kids love this dude, and we probably talk about him about 2 or 3 times a week. And he lives over in California. But yeah, man, we just waiting to hear. We're a week out, but we waiting to hear. Yo, when you getting here, brother? Right. And how long you staying? That's our biggest
how long
stress.
you gonna be here? We don't mind you being here, but how long do you plan on staying?
Well, there does come a point where you got to drop hints to get people to leave. That's when you're doing a little too good. Your hospitality's a little too good when they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
So you got to start drying up that hospitality.
They get comfortable. It's like, okay, why are you still on the couch?
Yeah.
5 days later and Christmas is over and you done got your presents. Yeah. When is your flight?
You got to do some passive aggressive stuff. Got to come out.
It's got to.
They wake up, come downstairs. We already dressed and eating breakfast. Be like, oh, hey. Ain't nothing left.
Right. I was gonna say it's because he may want to hang around for the leftovers. I don't know.
He don't put it away.
Really?
She does.
Okay.
She does. But this dude, he don't put it away, man. He a little finicky bird eater. He don't. I don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
The only knife fights I get into at the dinner table is me and little Dapper D. That's it. That boy trying to. He a chipmunk. So, if it can't fit in the stomach, he'll hold it in the cheeks until the stomach's ready.
So when it comes to eating, Dap Jr. got hands.
Hey, look out below. Y'all ready down there? All right, the cheeks is letting loose and more is going in.
Oh my goodness. When it comes to eating, he got hands.
Man, but I used to be that way too. I feel bad for my parents. Right. And that's a little bit of the stress. I know, like that's the everyday stress, but I felt like I don't know if there was a point in my life I ever felt like I was ever full. I felt like I always was ready to eat. Come home straight from school, I got to eat something. Yeah. I go outside, do a little something for about an hour and a half. Come back, I got to eat again.
Yes, sir.
And that's before we even do dinner.
Wow.
So I felt like because the jokes, what's the jokes always? You got a tapeworm, right?
Yeah, yeah. You get this boy to the doctor.
I
There's
thought
something
I
wrong with
did,
him.
and if I did,
Wow.
I got to keep me and he fed.
Sure. Yeah. Both of us got to eat. You were eating for two.
Yes. Oh, freeloading tapeworm.
Yeah, man,
Come on,
yeah.
brother. You ain't putting in on this.
I'm saying the tapeworm. Yeah, tapeworm. You didn't put in on this, man.
Nah. Wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Yes, sir.
But Tapeworm got an attitude. Tapeworm said, yeah, but I was with you from the start.
Wow.
We go way back.
Wow.
You don't put that kind of stress
So
on
we go
you.
back like your hairline.
Yeah, before you got that contract, I was with you, bruh. So I'm here with you now. When you ain't gonna have nobody else, I'm still be here.
Son,
Yo.
that is hilarious.
Oh, Tapeworm with an attitude.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Yo, I gotta ask you a question.
All right, cool.
This one's gonna be a little bit of a trivia. And I'm gonna give you some ideas of the songs.
Okay.
But it is music related, and this is out of respect for your musical knowledge. You know, we really like what you do here, and me, Courtney, and a lot of the listeners are always impressed. But I want to know, on the U.S. R&B chart for December 1st, 1984,
Wow.
what was the number one song? So I'm gonna give you what, 4 or 5? I don't want to confuse you too much. Okay, so
cool.
I'll give you 5.
Okay, December of 1984.
December 1st, 1984.
First 1980.
Yes, sir.
Did you get an extra specific?
Yes,
over
I
there,
am.
Negro?
I am.
What is it?
We got to make it hard.
All right, come on.
I want that brain to sizzle.
Oh no, not again. Here we go with the sizzling brain. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, hit me.
Purple Rain, Prince and the Revolution.
Okay.
I Just Called to Say I Love You, Stevie Wonder.
All right.
Solid, Ashford and Simpson. I Feel For You, Shaka Khan. Or Cool It Now by New Edition.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Purple Rain. I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie. Cool It Now by New Edition. Solid by Ashford and Simpson. And what was the other one?
Did you say I Feel For You, Shaka Khan?
Yeah.
Cool It Now, New Edition. I Just Called to Say I Love You. Purple Rain, Prince and Revolution. Those were the 5.
Wow. I don't think it was Cool It Now. I think they were up on the charts, but I don't think that was a number one.
Okay.
I Feel For You. I think that did really well. I don't necessarily think it was a number one on all the charts. I think it did really good. I'm thinking it was either Purple Rain or it was I Just Called to Say I Love You.
Okay.
One of those two.
So at this week, the number one song was Cool It Now by New Edition.
No, come
which
on.
blew my mind.
No, you gotta be kidding me.
But the previous week, because they just upset who you said, the previous week, I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder was number one. So you're spot on as far as, because you know what was dominating.
Yeah.
But that joint just like slid in there, and Cool It Now by New Edition hit number one.
Wow. That's mind blowing.
And see, I thought, and it's real easy to like throw people off when you start thinking Prince, right? Because you want to go there and you say Purple Rain.
Sure.
Do you know that but eventually it had to drop. And it's so weird though, back to what you said though. So when Stevie Wonder lost the number one rank to Cool It Now, it dropped to number 4.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
When I gave it to you, I just gave it to you in reverse order.
Right.
To try to throw you off.
Right.
So number 1 was Cool It Now by New Edition.
Okay.
Number 2 at that week was I Feel For You, Shaka Khan.
Wow.
Number 3 was Solid, Ashford and Simpson. Number 4 was I Just Called to Say I Love You. As I said, remember, it dropped from the previous week.
Right.
And then number 5 was Purple Rain.
That's
Prince and
crazy.
Revolution.
That's crazy.
Hey, I like the you was all
You're a
over
tricky
it though.
brother, man.
Yeah. Now I like you. I mean, you're removed by a week,
Right, exactly.
from being correct.
I was 7 days out.
Because I probably would have said I don't think I would have gone Ashford and Simpson though. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, Ashford and Simpson
would have said Prince.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Ashford and Simpson, there's so much music that they've written that we've listened to that were hits, right? They just wrote all kinds of great stuff for like Aretha Franklin, and I think they wrote a couple of hits for Marvin Gaye, or wrote with Marvin Gaye. They just, I mean, especially in Motown, because that's kind of where that was their forte, right, before they broke out on their own. But they had so many great songs that they were like, I think they wrote Ain't No Mountain High Enough. That was a big one. That was a huge song. So I thought it, but I guess I'm looking at like radio play.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because radio is different than it was back in the day. Back in the day, you had black radio, and then you had pop radio, and then you had rock radio, and it was all three of those, right? And now you listen to most radio stations, you can hear, just about anything.
Yeah.
You're going to hear, Eminem, along with 2 Chainz, and then you're going to hear, Kehlani, and folks like that with old Britney Spears stuff. And so these days, man, radio is just music wise, just all over the place.
Well, yeah. Well, you nailed it. I mean, I did tell all of you guys that was the U.S. R&B chart.
Right.
But hey, I bet. So Stevie probably crossed over. He probably was charting on pop.
Oh yeah.
And then, what do you think about Purple Rain though?
Charting?
At that point in Prince's revolution, do you think that his evolution? Do you think that one was over on pop too?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the movie was out. The movie, Purple Rain, the movie was out. I know the soundtrack at some point was number one.
Yeah.
It's still probably one of the hottest, one of the best selling probably not the hottest, one of the best selling soundtracks because it was very, very consistent.
Yeah.
And so I will say that at some point Purple Rain was ranked, in terms of a single, because it was Prince. I mean, Prince was killing it, and he's, even after he's gone, he's still one of the best artists out there. Will always be regarded as one of the best for sure. Let's take a phone call real quick before we go to break. Hey, caller, how you doing?
Good morning, guys.
Ooh, is that Polly Pockets?
Polly Pockets.
Hey, what's up, sis? How are you?
Polly Pockets, the best in the West.
Dun, dun, dun. We'll come up with a Polly
I'm
Pockets
good.
intro.
When are y'all taking your show on the road? When's the tour start?
Hey,
Oh, hey, you know what? We have to ask Reno for a tour bus. Hey, Reno, can we get a tour bus out here?
And you know what he's gonna say, bruh?
Yeah. He's gonna say H-E to the hockey sticks. No.
Yeah.
Bruh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go, bruh. Exactly. Yeah, we'd love to take it out on the road. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, we're gonna need an agent. What's your timeline looking like, Polly?
Why do you think I asked?
Oh, see, she recognized talent. She said, I can work with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, Polly, are you
Yes.
one of those people that wait till the last minute on your holiday gift exchange buy-in
thing?
Yeah.
No, but also if I don't buy something in time, then they don't need it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
gangster.
she said she ain't gonna put that pressure on
I
herself.
can respect that.
You good?
I don't have time for this. It is what it is. If Amazon isn't shipping it in a day, if it's not going to get here in time, then that's fine. They can, and usually because my audience are little people, so they can get it like at their birthday. They won't know. It'll be okay.
Wow. As Symply Courtney would say, tabernacle. Tabernacle.
Hey, so Polly, what about that other part? That question that Jabari asked me. What's your biggest stressor around Christmas?
Oh, probably all the things that the kids come home from school with about what all the other families are doing.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. So they try to compare what their students, what their fellow students are doing in terms of what you should be doing, or what they think you should be doing. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, this elf did that. Oh, they're going here. Oh, how come we can't have that? How come we never do anything fun? How come we don't get to go to those places?
Right. Wow. How come we ain't going to Hawaii? They're going to Hawaii for
Yeah.
Christmas.
We're gonna leave us in cold Texas.
Okay. Man.
They up in the 80s out there in Hawaii, and we only in the 70s.
Wow.
Polly Pockets. One other little thing. I know we got to go to break. If there was an opportunity,
Can I interrupt you before we go to break and make a public service announcement?
yeah. What's the public service announcement?
Okay, I just wanted to bring your attention, because I know we have some veterans who are on the radio station and some to listen in. So this is me being serious now, serious Polly. So there's a piece of legislation. It's the Guard and Reserve GI Bill Parity Act of 2024. So for listeners, you can look it up. And so this is important because what we want is people who get GI Bill benefits when they serve on reserves or in the Guard, they don't get them at the same rate that active duty gets those benefits. And so essentially, right. That's the response we want. Like, oh man, like why not?
Right.
So just a little public service announcement that we're trying to have members reach out to their members of Congress and say why this piece of legislation is important and why it should be on their radar, especially in March when it's legislation week in D.C. So I just, community radio, I thought this is a great way to get the word out to our local listeners, especially those who are really passionate about getting their voices heard.
Exactly. That's for those who have served, right? Something to benefit them.
Correct.
Yeah. Because I've had family serve. I've had my grandfather was in the Navy. My uncle was in the Marines. I've had at least 4 of my cousins have done tours of duty in Iraq. So lots of that's very, very important, and we got to take care of our vets, man.
And a lot of people, education is a driving factor of why people come to service, but to not get the benefits as fast enough, or to have to put more years in and not get the same benefits as active duty, that's at the end of the day, that's like, man, but I still serve my country, but just in a different capacity than those who do it full time. And every day counts. Every day matters.
Yeah, it does.
I wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, it does. Appreciate that.
Hey, that's legit. That's legit.
That's great.
And as a veteran, I appreciate you doing that. You get the air horn. hey.
Wow, look at that.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
But I know you have to go to break, so great day, guys.
You too.
Thank you, Polly. Appreciate you. Have a Merry Christmas. Bye.
You too.
Yes, sir. Yep. And that's exactly what it is, man. That is what it is. So we're going to take a little break and come back. You are listening to the Morning Grind. Good morning, y'all. 8:47. Your boy Jabari Warfield and Dab Dub in the building, trying to get you to the Christmas holiday. 1 week. Man, how did that happen though? Like it was just July, and all of a sudden it's almost Christmas. Oh my, it's almost Christmas.
I'm gonna tell you, there are a lot of people right now. I think they're breaking out in hives. 1 week to go.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, you really only got 6 days, right? Because you got to start rapping on the 24th, so you got to have it done by then. So you can't even count the actual day.
I guess you're right.
And so now we only got until Christmas Eve to get it, and now either get it wrapped, if there's going to be a gift bag with some tissue paper on top, whatever,
right.
Whatever you try to do. I ain't judging.
Yep.
Just.
And what if it's about Amazon showing up on time? Okay, what if it's about that?
Hey, you heard? Ain't that what Polly said? She said, "Hey, if Amazon can't get it to you, it ain't got to get by you.
It ain't gonna get. It ain't gonna get.
I'm paraphrasing, but that in my mind, that's how Polly sounds.
Yeah, exactly. No, Polly is not wrong. If Amazon ain't dropping it off, it ain't gonna get.
You be all right.
Yeah.
Hey, what'd you say? There were logistical concerns that delayed the receiving of your gift.
Exactly.
But I still wish you a very happy holiday.
While your child sitting up there, arms folded, mouth upset, brow down, looking like, no. There's no excuses.
I've done a pretty good job, I think, with my kids. Mm-hmm. But I hope they never come out the side of their mouth about that. Because, look, my parents love me, and they tried their best. And I was blessed to have 2. Because I know a lot of my friends didn't have 2.
Right.
But I never went to bed hungry. There were some birthdays, some Christmases where I didn't get a gift.
Sure.
There was one house where the living room was my bedroom.
Wow.
I slept on the couch with our Rottweiler. He on the floor. He's too big to be on the couch.
I was gonna say
that was the room. That was my room.
Right.
So life could be worse. Mm-hmm. My kids ain't got it that bad, dog. So you better have that perspective, or I'm gonna go Mount Vesuvius, and this volcano gonna blow.
Nice.
Hopefully, wifey could dive in there and get me out the room before, because I'm about to let them know at a few octaves higher than whatever the highest screaming voice there is.
Sure.
Shoot.
Well, but is it okay? So that's no, and you make a fair point, but isn't it also about your kids being exposed to those who are struggling?
Yeah,
because they may not know, right?
I think that's why my parents took me to New York. I think I gained that from being in other environments. My mom was a preacher woman, and so she always tried to do her civic duty, helping out in the community. So I was around people that always had less, that were struggling. I hear people coming into the church and talking about how they struggling, how they needed the church, and then all the other church brethren witnessing to them and trying to make them feel better. And so I always knew that there were people that had it worse than me.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember the people that had to come to church and sometimes they need some help with rent?
Yeah.
They need help with food.
Right.
And so those weren't things. I mean, I never got evicted, but I know it got kind of close once or twice. I think we might have had something on the door once or twice because I was a key latch kid.
Right.
So I get home before my parents.
Right.
So I'm the one to take it down as quick as I can before anybody see it.
Snatch it up.
Like, hey, Ma, this is on the door. What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I said, well,
exactly.
we about to move to the other side of Atlanta. How does East Point hit you? At that time, I was like, I don't want to go. Stanton Road is where I used to live. Kind of find out, I was right down. I was in the same neighborhood with Big Boy, Outkast. They from East Point.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah,
really? Now, was this the dungeon house that you talking
yes,
about? Really?
Yes, that was walking distance from my house. I did not know them. We are of the same age. It all lines up, bro. I just now kind of wish, man, we could have at least thrown a football around or something.
Yeah, you should have been just strolling around. And all you had to do is put your nose in there and sniff a little something, because I heard there was a lot of essence floating through the dungeon family house.
Yeah, so that's why. So to me, that's my perspective on life, because I moved around a lot.
Right.
One, I was a military kid, and then two, I think there was some financial and domestic issues there.
Sure.
And so we moved a lot. And I know people that have lived in like one house their whole lives, and they can tell me who their 5th grade teacher was, who their 6th grade teacher.
Yeah.
Man, I stayed out of school for one day.
Wow.
I was at that school for one day, and it was picture day. And then before you know it, I was off to the next spot. And I bet they looking back at that yearbook at the end of the year, it's like, yo, who is that dude?
Exactly.
I remember I went to school. I moved around so much. I went to school. Remember Darren Sharper?
I think so.
He was the NFL player that was out here assaulting women.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, he and I were in middle school together.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
And like I had classes with him. Like I knew this dude, and then you find out years later that he was doing that stuff. And so those are the positives I take from my trauma.
There you go.
And I try to pass that along to the kids to let them know your life could be a lot different.
It could be, it could be much, 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 much different. That's for sure. And it's a great thing. And I'm one of those kids I know for sure that lived in same neighborhood, same
really?
Same house. Yeah, man. Just I think we moved. Well, when we got here to Texas, we lived over near Weber Lane, and then we bought another house in another neighborhood, and that was it. So I think we probably lived in 2 different houses since coming here to Texas.
Man, I might have lived in 2 houses in 1 year.
Wow.
I went to more schools than grades.
No way.
So unless you got left back and you was in school for about 13 or 14 years. But yeah, I went to more than 12 schools.
That's crazy,
in 12 years.
That's crazy. And I think that kind of maybe set you up for the military thing. Maybe so.
Easily.
Because there's a lot of travel in military stuff.
Easily.
Wow.
Yeah. My adjustment to the military was very easy when it was time to do a permanent change of station, as we call it, a PCS. When it's time to go to the next spot, we good.
It's like boom, no problem. No problem.
You can't fall in love. You can't fall in love with one spot. Time to keep it moving.
If you fell in love with it, it's like, okay, cool. You know the experiences from that city. Then it's time to move somewhere else.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I did experience
What
that
would you say, though? Would you have a little bit of would you say that you have a little hesitancy to embrace living in one place for so long? Because the people I come in contact with, they always are intrigued with all the places that I've lived, and I always feel like they kind of regret that Austin, just the same old. And Austin's an amazing city, especially now, but they're always like, oh man, I always lived in this one house, same school. It was boring, same people every day. Right. Which way do you see it?
I see it that way. I would say that I regret not being able to I don't regret doing what I did, because the only thing that stopped me from moving around was the fact that I was raising my boy. Right?
Oh, yeah.
because I didn't want to take him to this city and that city,
Yep.
and and it was really tough enough to deal with it just in one city. I think there's a lot about this city and this country and this world that you don't want to miss out on, like a lot of the culture, a lot of the differences, because we were talking about Marbury, Stephen Marbury, about how he's embraced by the Asian culture,
the king of China.
He really is. But had he not done that, he probably would never have found that. Now, was it necessary for him? No, but I think at some point that was God's plan for his life. I would still like to, find out what's going on in other cities and embrace other cities. I've been to Atlanta several times. I've been to, Kalamazoo, Michigan several times. I've been to Detroit several times.
Yeah.
But, there's still other places I'd like to go to, other places I'd like to check out. My grandfather lived in Hawaii for a little bit.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I know. It's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother morning grind.
Right.
But, I never got a chance to visit him before he passed away, and I would have loved to. I was pretty young then, so I didn't get a chance. So I think at some point you need to give yourself a chance to see what else is going on in the world.
Yes, sir.
Get other people's perspectives and find out how other people are living, and you never know.
Man, I came across a brother from Alaska the other day, and that's a place a lot of us have never been. I don't count it because I did land there on a flight, but I kept moving. It was a military flight, so I don't call that. I can't claim that. I don't want to claim it. But I asked him, man. I was like, yo, we was talking on the radio show last week about when you put a song on, you ain't got to say no more. They know what it is.
Yes, sir.
And I told him, I said mine was H-Town, Somebody Rockin' Knockin' the Boots. I have others, but that was just in that moment what had happened the night before. So we came in and we talked about it. So this gentleman, who does not look like me, he looks like the brawny man from the paper towels. So insert lumberjack beard, square jaw, and flowing locks. So just to let you know, he don't look like me, people. He is of the Caucasoid clan.
Right.
And I was like, yo, brother, so what would your song be? And you know what he said? Silk, Freak Me.
No.
God,
whoa, come on.
Almost, brother. I love that people in a whole nother, I mean, we feel like that's the other side of the world, but
right.
He ain't in the lower 48 like the rest of us, and yet it hit. And he's about my age. He's like a year younger. But when he said that, I like that. And so again, you get to learn, right? Like if you didn't, because you probably think people in other places that you've never visited or never lived, that they do things different.
Yeah, of course.
They for them it's just boot scoot, and that's all there's ever gonna be.
Sure, of course.
You gotta talk.
Right, you gotta talk to folks. Exactly. You gotta, sometimes, like Courtney says, sometimes you gotta pop out and show them. But I think one of the things that, and then we're gonna go to break real quick. But I think one of the things that about our music, about black music, about the black experience, and the way we do our music, we've been doing that for decades.
No doubt.
We've had all kinds of people of different races coming to see our shows, falling in love with our artists, from Little Richard and Chuck Berry and Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers, all the way up to James Brown, up to artists today, like we were just talking about Wu-Tang and Biggie. Our experiences and the way we put it down, man, has always been a big attraction.
No
bro.
doubt.
So that does not surprise me. Silk, Freak Me. That's the one that sets it
That's
off.
the one.
All right, let's take
So if you in Alaska and that come on,
the snow gonna melt.
just go and close the blind.
The snow is going to melt.
You know.
All right, we'll be back. 88.7 FM KAZI 907. Send a little love to the Beat King right there. May he rest in peace. You know what I mean?
That made me want to tear the club up.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to bounce.
I saw you looking like you wanted to bounce.
That
a little
thing
bit.
felt good.
Yeah, that was hard. That was definitely hard. I love that. And keep us going as we get ready for Christmas. All right, now as far as traffic is concerned, the only thing you're really going to have to deal with, other than a stalled out car at 35 and Yeager Lane taking up southbound lanes of traffic, is, of course, a little bit of the navigation through the downtown area. And, of course, if you're headed out of town and you're taking a flight, definitely want a couple of extra hours to get your car parked. You got to get checked in. You got to get yourself just ready. You may have to use the bathroom, so you definitely want to take some time to do that. So a couple extra hours, I would definitely do that, especially if you're catching a flight this morning. Of course, we're 6 days away, as Dap pointed out to you. He's such an intelligent individual, sir. Because I was thinking, you got 7 days.
Right.
No, you got
right.
6. Son.
Hey.
You better get it together because this is about to be on and popping. So shout out to all the folks that are here in town from out of state and out of the city. This is 88.7 KAZI. We are at KAZIFM.org. We also are on the TuneIn app. So if you go to our website, you can get the TuneIn app from our website. You can put it on your smart TV, have KAZI flowing through your house all the way through while you're cooking and chilling and doing all that good stuff. All right, so it's definitely a good thing to have. So my man Dap Dub rolling with me. Shout out to Symply Courtney. Symply Courtney not making it in today. He's prepping for the holidays, probably.
Yeah.
He's a holiday kind of dude.
Yeah, man. He got his ski mask. He's got on his Santa hat, and he got his sack.
Man,
and he's crawling through windows as we speak.
See, I was gonna say that brother better not be walking around with a ski mask. He is. Yeah, he won't. He'll be simply be simply locked up. He'll be in trouble.
He's collecting. That's all. He's just collecting.
Man, he too big to collect, man. And you over 6 foot. You over 6 foot tall, man, and you wear a ski mask. There's gonna be some issues. For real.
He get caught in somebody's house. Hey, I'm here to survey what's under your tree.
Yeah, exactly.
It won't be long.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm here to collect the taxes. Woo, no, man, you don't want that. You don't want that. All right, so real quick, let's talk about some things. First of all, some happy birthdays. Of course, happy birthday to DMX, who was born on this day. Mm-hmm. Also, actor Ray Liotta, born on this day as well. Stone Cold Steve Austin, born on this day. Yeah, man. Singer Christina Aguilera, actor Brad Pitt, and singer Billie Eilish, all celebrating birthdays today. Also, say rest in peace to Alpha Anderson. Alpha Anderson was one of the lead singers of the group Chic. Played a little Chic earlier today. And here's an interesting note. Luther Vandross actually encouraged Alpha Anderson to audition for Chic. Oh, so we got the Chic sound, at least vocally, because of Luther, because of his encouragement. Yeah. Of course, she sung on songs like "Good Times," "La Freak," "I Want Your Love," and the background vocals on "We Are Family." So we say rest in peace to Alpha Anderson. All right. So here's what's going on, man. Speaking of rest in peace, hopefully George Floyd will get some rest in peace. But it looks like a judge in Minnesota is going to. It is a real crazy story. They're going to examine George Floyd's heart tissue and other bodily fluids that I'm sure were done during the autopsy. For the most part, Derek Chauvin, who was the officer who put his knee on George Floyd's neck for 18 hours, who is currently serving 21 years for violating George Floyd's civil rights and 22 years for second-degree murder. He is trying to get his conviction overturned because now they're saying that it's possible that George Floyd may have had something called myocarditis, which is kind of an elevated stress response to fight or flight situations. Yeah. Now I know that my son has pericarditis, which is kind of similar, and I actually had to take him to the hospital one time when he had an incident. So I know it is a real thing, but to me it just sounds like some BS. Yep. It's like if why didn't your attorney examine all the facts before you said I'm guilty? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, come on, son.
We grasping for things at the end.
Straws
on
maybe?
The backside.
Yes,
it's
sir.
like, wait, hey, I just found out.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute.
About this. Let's see if we can link it.
Yeah, what had happened was, no, forget about that. No. So we'll be keeping an eye on that and see how that plays out, man, for sure.
It's painful just to think about where we are when it comes to that. That wound has to be opened up again.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're gonna be constantly reminded. And so now we have to, as if this country isn't divided up enough. Here we go again.
Yeah, here comes more division for 2025. Exactly.
Hey, when's the last time you went to a wedding?
Ooh, I think the last time I'm trying to remember the last wedding I went to. I think the last wedding I went to, I DJ'd. I DJ'd the wedding. Well,
I need you to know something. Right. I got a plan.
All right.
So when it's time for me to get married, and I'm going to do a destination wedding.
Okay.
I'm going to go over to Denmark.
Going to Denmark?
There is yeah, why not?
Okay.
And first of all, this is my wedding dream, all right? Sheesh.
All right, let me shut up. All right, sorry.
There's a Danish tradition that dictates that when the bride leaves the room, all the women kiss the groom.
What? No, come on.
I'm inviting all the baddies
What?
to the wedding and be like, hey, baby, can you go to the car and go get something for me? Hey, baby, can you go to...
Okay, all right. Two questions. Two questions. Number one, how deep is this kiss? And number two, does the bride know about it?
The bride does know about it.
Right.
And the kiss is up to interpretation. And yes, I have seen on social media that there are some people that come up to the groom and give him a kiss on the lips.
Right.
A open mouth kiss. A deep kiss. But that's on them. That's what they want to do.
Are you serious?
You got to remember, hey, now you know it too, though. There are sometimes when you're in a relationship, when you locked up, that's attractive to other ladies.
It is.
And now they've been admiring you from afar for a while.
Right. I've actually heard more guys become quote unquote attractive when they get hooked up. You know, nobody, like you said, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Yes, yeah. There we go. So yeah, I have heard that, and it's. I think it becomes more of like probably less of a physical thing and more of like, wow, you know, this is a guy who's locking it down.
Yes.
And he's got somebody and he's going to make a life, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I can see that happening, bro. But back to this thing where all these girls are lined up.
Yeah.
That's a kissing booth.
Basically.
More or less.
Hey, I know when I met my wife, she was with a group of her friends. There's about 10 of them.
Right.
They look like the Pussycat Dolls out that joint.
Uh-oh.
And so there comes a point where, again, when those girls look back, you know, some are still single and whatnot. Don't they have that little feeling like he should have picked me? Like it's a little jealousy, right? Like, how come I didn't get picked? Because everybody, when you look around with your friends, do you always think you the ugly one? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think a lot of people feel that way, but you want the one that was picked, that got wifed up, got a bunch of kids,
right,
or living happily ever after,
right? Or they're dealing with the pressure. There's pressure of family, of moms and aunties and all of that looking at you like, well, you 25, why ain't you married yet? Like, wait a minute, hold up, yeah, I can see that.
All right, so I want to know, are you getting tired of seeing Travis Hunter's girlfriend / fiance? Are you familiar?
No.
Okay,
I'm not.
So Travis Hunter, famous two-way player at the University of Colorado right now, just won the Heisman. His fiance, they've been together for about 5 years. So since before he entered this amount of fame, she's always out and about, and she's throwing attitude, cursing him out in public. What's your take on that?
Oh no, that's not cool. Why?
Why? So that's part of it. The other part is our relationships where you just gotta go. What are those relationships like where you gotta have that drama out in public? And because I'm not here for that.
No.
So what I believe is that the fame is too big for her. See, just like you just said, Mike Jones, back then she was on him, and then now he's high and everybody's on him, and she can't handle that.
Right.
See, I believe she thinks she's the catch, and she hates the fact that all the shine is on him, because he always has to come back and defer to her and be like, hey baby, I'm just signing autographs. It's just, she wanted me to sign this. These cheerleaders, I just scored a touchdown. The cheerleaders I just want to grab the pom-poms. He shouldn't have to do that, bruh.
No, you're right.
But I'm just kind of curious on your thoughts on that, because I don't want to just say, well, she young.
I think here's the thing. I don't believe that everybody. Now this goes for recording artists. This goes for people for actors, folks that are really famous and all that. There's a price for fame.
Yes.
And you have to be prepared to pay it.
Yes.
The price for fame, and I think Samuel L. Jackson said that the price for fame is the lack of anonymity. Like he'll talk, like I've heard him say, like he was talking about this movie that he did with Bernie Mac, how if they were at a restaurant and someone came up to Bernie would always say, hey, how you doing? Somebody would ask for a selfie, and he'd always give it to him without hesitation.
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson is not like that. He's about timing. He's about saying, listen, if I'm standing around doing absolutely nothing, or I'm not in deep conversation, then cool, we can do that. And you'll probably find very few selfies with Samuel L. Jackson because that's just the personality he is. And he even talked about it at Bernie Mac's funeral. He said, he was the way Bernie would engage with people, so quickly and so comfortably, it just blew his mind. It wasn't his. I think at some point, this woman who is with him has to understand that that's your life now.
Yeah.
If you're planning on sticking with this dude, that's your life. If you can't handle it, then you need to, be mature enough to say, you know what, I can't handle you talking with all these, other people.
Out.
Yeah, it's time to go, because not everybody's ready for that.
No.
Your woman is not going to be ready for it. Sometimes your man is not going to be ready for
Yes.
it. But that is who you are. I've dealt with the jealousy thing where, I've dealt with it, dating, from, women I dated who would come to my class or, my DJ stuff. When I was playing in clubs and spinning in clubs, the jealousy thing it's real.
Yeah.
And you have to be mature enough to say, yes, I can handle it, or mature enough to say, you know what, I like you, but all these people coming up to you and speaking to you and, all these chicks rubbing up on you and all that stuff, that ain't for me. You just have to be ready for it.
You messing with the bag.
Ooh,
because
yes.
it's going to start
day.
affecting sponsors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now when people are saying, hey, let's invite him to this event, everyone's kind of saying, man, I hope you don't bring his lady.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah.
Or if we want to do something with you, do you have to bring her?
Yeah.
So, for instance, he was at an event and he's signing autographs. She shouldn't even have to say, hey, do I have to stay here the entire time? Girl,
yeah.
Where else you got to be
than
right here helping this brother get ready to start earning all these zeros that you can't even fit on all your fingers.
Okay. Oh.
More zeros than fingers.
Fingers and toes.
Come on.
And toe rings.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime generational athlete that we have never seen before.
Right.
He got the top award in the nation for being a defensive player, and he got the top award in the nation for being a wide receiver. That's never been done before.
Right.
And he did them both equally at the same time.
What's his GPA?
He graduated with a 4.0.
How long did he maintain that all the way through, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, no. You messing with the bag for real.
So she did an 8-minute rant on TikTok. And what she said was, hey, well, I just want y'all to know, when we first met, he wasn't even my type. He's not my type, but I'm with him. That's the first thing. Here's the second thing she said. Well, when we first got together, he had a girlfriend, and he was trying to cheat on her with me, and I waited until he was out of that relationship to get with them.
Interesting.
She says, I used to have a white cowboy. I used to have a soccer player. My previous relationship was this, pretty boy here and that. Do you feel all that was unnecessary for her to mention all that? Because all of that seems like it's a slight against him by saying all that.
Yeah.
You threw him under the bus saying that he was a cheater. Right? You threw him under the bus saying he ain't your type. So what you saying he wasn't aesthetically enough for you? You don't need to tell me that. You don't tell me that.
Oh my goodness.
I'm with you for your personality. Okay, you keep that to yourself.
Wow. Yeah, exactly.
And then the last thing, you ain't got I really don't want the rest of the world knowing about all your escapades before me.
No.
Let's keep this. I want you to stay my pretty little flower. And if I ask for you, then you come for it and bring me all that info. But ain't nobody asking you all that.
Exactly.
And that just tells me all I need to know. So then he came out on social media to defend his lady. And he said, listen, guys, this is affecting her. Y'all go get a life. She is drinking and crying herself to sleep every night.
Right.
Jabari, that last part, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Doesn't that draw your attention?
That sounds
that she's medicating like that.
Yeah. She shouldn't. First of all, she shouldn't be medicating herself like that. If that's the case, then y'all ain't meant to be.
I know.
All right, bruh's obviously got shine on him. There's no question about it, and he's putting in that work. But because that sounds like some Real Housewives of of whatever city they in type of stuff. It's just too much, man. It's too much pressure on her to try to be who she is and on him to, to be who he is. And yeah, we don't need to know your history.
No.
But sometimes just feel people, and I know this because I've done it before, is you feel like you have to just spill.
Yes.
Like everybody needs to know what I did and where I came from. And, I was so good about this and I was so good about that.
Put it on the gram.
And you just need to put it on the gram. And everything don't belong on the gram.
No, it does not.
You know what I'm saying? No, sir. No, it does not. All right, we're coming back at 7 FM KAZI. It's the morning grind, y'all, 9:33. Have you got everything done? Are you working on it? Are you getting all your shopping and all the cooking and all the gift giving and picking up folks from the airport and dropping folks off from the airport and packing and all of this stuff?
Jabari, you giving them hives.
You know what?
You're just reminding them.
It won't be the first time I've given a whole bunch of people hives. This is probably the 5th time this year. What you talking about? You know what I mean?
Giving them that chicken skin.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Or chlorine bacon skin. That's
Yep.
what Prince used to call it, clorine bacon skin. Yeah, man. Yeah, but it's like I said, we were talking about this earlier. There's so much that people don't necessarily need to get done. People have the option.
Yes.
And you make up the list in your mind and you say, well, I got to do this. And no. You think about 100 things, you probably really need to do only about 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's because it's only this one time of the year.
Right.
Maybe if we could spread it out, or maybe if we start treating the other holidays of the year better. If you put all the pressure on yourself on the perfect Christmas, so what? It was an imperfect birthday gift? Ooh. I mean, if you think about it. So just spread it out.
That's a good question.
I mean, I think that's another way you do it. And when it comes to the family dynamics, is it about everyone just being there for that Christmas time? Mm-hmm. Or can they visit when flights are cheaper, when the time of season is better, where there won't be all the delays in the airports and things like that? And then the memories are still the same. You're still going to get your Facebook memory.
Yeah.
When you do your little social media post. It's still going to be there. So
yeah.
I think it's us. I think we're putting all this pressure on ourselves to make this one day perfect.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're exactly right. I think we do that. We do put a lot of pressure on ourselves because it's that one, I wouldn't say one day, it's that 2 to 3 days or maybe that week.
Yeah.
And we want everything to be right. And of course, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be bought.
Yes.
Stuff needs to be done. There's no question about that. All right, let's jump on the phone before we get out of here. Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Good morning.
Oh, you know who that is, son.
I don't know who it is.
Would
you like to tell me who your name is?
Boy,
Yes, to those that do not know, let me introduce myself. There is only one. There is only going to be one. The DL from the RVA.
Hit the horn, son. Damn. We got it.
DL, the beast from the east.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I am well this morning. How are you guys?
We good. We have a horn for you in the budget now.
And I get $500 at the end of the show. If you were listening earlier.
For what?
I get $500
For
at the end of the show. Just because I asked, Jabari.
No, you getting that from Reno.
Wait a minute.
That from Reno. Reno got the budget.
Hey, I'm still getting it at the end of the show. Don't matter who. If you put me on to an associate,
somebody get
they put that $500 in my hand.
There we go. Oh,
I'm about to say I'm gonna need to talk to Reno. Tell Reno, give me a number that I can call, and we need to talk about that.
if he's just giving it away, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, if he's giving it away, and I'm like, oh, how do I get myself booked or as a spot up here? I just need to know how do I be able to sit behind that sacred desk.
Hey, he takes care of the talent. We got a fan in here that we never had before. he making it rain on the talent.
It's true. Actually, we got 2 fans. It's 2 fans.
That's true.
So we're moving up.
Yep. So what's going on with you?
No, I'm just laughing at y'all stressing over Christmas.
The gift-giving pressure, the debt, the stressful social situations.
The food.
That makes you laugh, DL? You mean?
No, because I don't do Christmas. I do Kwanzaa.
Ooh, okay. All right. Spit them facts.
That's right. Because I'm not going to just celebrate one day. We make it a festive activity, leading up from the 26th to the 1st.
Yeah.
And those of us that do this, we celebrate each other year round. So it's just not a one day of gift giving, because if you wait till December the 25th to give me a gift, being the DL that I am, I'm throwing it back at you.
Is that literally or figuratively?
She said, yeah, I know. Throw it back, throw it back, throw it back. Now, okay.
Yeah.
No, okay, we got her.
Right. Just know that my bank card always has my bail money on it.
Wow, that's nice.
Because I should not have to wait to that one day of the year to get love from you. I don't, and again, like Valentine's Day. No, we don't do that either.
Right.
Stop stressing and buying and thinking that you have to spend all this money buying and showing somebody that you love them, you appreciate them on this one particular day.
Ooh.
We need to be, I taught my children that before they could get Christmas growing up, they had to give out their closets, out their toy box as children.
Right.
So that they grew up to appreciate what they had and what had been given to them.
Amen to that. Because we were actually talking about that earlier. We were talking about how, and the kids don't really realize how good they got it until they see someone else who's struggling, and then it's like, oh my goodness, I really am very fortunate. I really am blessed. You know what I mean?
Right, because I'm looking at these kids now. My kids grew up having a birthday party with a cake from the grocery store, the hugs, the little hug juices, some bags of chips, some hot dogs, maybe some hamburgers. All depends on how the money was flowing. These kids now, they got birthday parties with seafood bowls and things, and you parents are taking out loans to do proms and things like that. I wish a sister would.
Okay. That's a lot to ask, I'm telling you. It is definitely a lot to ask. Here's the thing about Kwanzaa. Sorry to interrupt you. We used to celebrate Kwanzaa when I was young. When I was much younger. And people...
Yes, kudos.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to my mom and dad for that. The only thing about it was tough as a kid because a lot of people didn't know what Kwanzaa was. So whenever we told them, well, we're celebrating Kwanzaa, they looked at us like we had 8 heads. So, but we were much younger then, much uninformed. We were uninformed and as people as to what Kwanzaa is. And of course, then, because there was no internet back then, no, social media and all that. But then when they found out, it was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a cool thing.
Yeah, but no, I'm glad that your parents educated you and, showing you at a very early age. Because, again, a lot of kids don't know about it. Well, a lot of people don't know about it. And it's still not socially accepted in some areas. So.
That's true. Very true. Very true. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful Kwanzaa and a great time with your family. And thank you for always calling up and showing us love and showing us support all the way up from the RVA to Austin, Texas. It's a great hug that you send to us every single time that we're on, and we appreciate it. So much love to you, DL. Thank you so much. There you go. We got another sound effect.
we love you. Thanks a lot.
Hey, love you guys. Love you guys too. Be safe this holiday season.
All right, you too. Take care, DL.
All right.
Bang. Yeah, man. I love when the beast from the East calls in.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna insult other people's geographical knowledge. There's some major cities between where she lives and where we live. She ain't listening to them down in Atlanta. She ain't listening to them in Miami. She ain't listening to them in New Orleans. She ain't listening to them into D.C. She listening to us, though. What I'm saying?
Gotta love it.
Appreciate that.
Gotta love it. Yeah, man. All right, well, we're getting ready to wrap things up here. And first of all, for all of you who are going out of town, Godspeed to you and safe travels to you. For those of you who have folks coming into town, hope that you get a chance to enjoy them. If you've got folks that are no longer here, hopefully you get a chance to just do something that celebrates them, even though they're not here. And I know it's tough. Trust me, your boy I go through it. I've been going through it for almost 10 years now. But just do your best to get through the holidays and enjoy. Dap, I know you're going to have some good things happening in your spot. So it's going to be pretty cool for you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm really looking forward to the time off from work. I'm not gonna lie. It's a hustle and bustle life that I live. You know, self-inflicted. We all do it, right?
Yes,
Everybody
sir.
busy. Everybody's
sir.
always so busy. But that is one of the good things I look forward to is just just a little bit of the collect yourself moments that are going to be coming up over the next couple weeks.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to enjoy that.
Yeah, man. I think we all need to take some time and just take a break, pull back, and rest and relax and just take a breath from what we've been doing, man. You know, I think that's one of the things that we definitely want to do is take care of ourselves as well while we're taking care of everybody else.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Jabari, there are a lot of times in life where we overlook our mental health, trying to have a safe space or quiet time for ourselves. And if for no other reason, maybe as some people are going to be out now that the kids are going to be out of school here, so maybe that's when they take their vacation and stuff. Let's take a little moment to ourselves.
Yeah.
You got to go to a corner and do a little yoga, a little meditation, go for a walk around the neighborhood that you never get to do. That was your New Year's resolution from last year.
Yep.
But at least finish off this year with just a little bit of time to reflect and enjoy just some quiet. I hope everybody can do that.
Yeah, show yourself some love too while you working on everybody else. Show yourself some love. Self-love is so important, man, and it's so needed in this day and age. So show yourself some love. Do that for real. Definitely do that. So we getting ready to get out of here. The professor, the old school, the academic advisor to the new is coming up, and we gonna let him in the building, even though his Eagles whooped on my Steelers last week. Oh my goodness! I was like,
rude. And why he came into the studio wearing the hat? I don't care if he came in here for Goodwill.
Yeah,
he came in handing out holiday cards. He gonna go back and tell his wife, I've never given out a holiday card and someone gave me attitude back. Well, he getting it today.
Nice.
Doing that to Jabari's team.
Oh my goodness!
Now they the kings of Pennsylvania for the next 4 years. You know that only happens once every 4 years. That game,
right?
And,
I know,
and that's the first time Russell Wilson has lost to the Eagles.
I know, man.
I'm sorry. Now I'm just dumping on.
Yeah, now you dropping on me. See, he dropped on me, even though he gave me a nice card, and I appreciate it.
In the words of the professor, he didn't say this. I'm sure it hurts that you got because their quarterback's Jalen Hurts. For those who don't know,
my God. Yeah, there we go. I didn't see that.
I'm sure that hurts.
Oh my goodness. Y'all have a Merry Christmas, y'all. Take care. We'll see you soon. It's 88.7.